But I mean, talking about Ghana, of course, you know that our traditions also take precedence at every point. And for a lot of people who are instilled or skinned, you have to go through certain traditional rites to become the leader of a tribe, of a community, etc. Now, in the past, for a lot of these people, you'd have to accept, the traditional religion of your people in order for you to be able to lead them. So you should have probably also been born into it and practiced it over time. There have been a few cases where I've seen traditional chiefs who are still Christian, and I always used to ask that question that, so how were they able to convince, the elders of the community, the people who are really invested in the religion in that community, that I will still practice my religion as a Christian and still be a leader of your community, even if majority of you are traditionalists. And I found that very fascinating. But I've actually seen a number of chiefs who still remain Christian. And I was always asking them, I think I've asked one or two of them, so did you go through with the pouring of libation, slaughtering? And they always say, well, I was not there when they did it. I'll tell them they have to do it on their own with their own people. And then I would come in when I have to be a chief. So okay. It's quite interesting that we're having this conversation because we've seen a video that's gone viral on TikTok, apparently, of a chief who Berima Amwa Kwachim Achimpim Hine. Okay.
Of where?
Okay, of Suhum. Okay, Suhum. And he was in church, dancing, singing, praising, and it went viral on TikTok actually, because people were shocked that a chief would still be able to sing and worship God like he was doing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Berima Mwaku Achimpimhine or Suhum traditional area. What do you think of this?
I think that I have a very total view. We were worshiping like this, not the Christian way, traditional worshiping. And I'm saying this because I watch a lot of Hindi movies, and they still practice Hinduism.
Yeah.
They have the other religions as well there, okay?
Yeah.
And they've developed. My concepts of religion, even though I'm a Christian, disabuses, based on my position, that we have to adopt a foreign religion before we develop. And so I find it quite a bit difficult in accepting that he made a decision to be a chief, and he doesn't want to reflect the traditional religion of his people. So I know that in chieftaincy, there's a time where you need to have a period with the gods of your traditional area. All right. So while you're worshiping the Christian way, you spend time with the gods.
Yeah.
As part of the chieftaincy rites that you perform at some point in time in the traditional calendar of the year. And you know the traditional calendar is different from the normal calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where my difficulty is. And I don't think that it would have been wrong if he decided not to be a Christian and because he became a full-time chief. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't begrudge him if he holds that position. But I don't think that if you're a chief, you are necessarily bound by you continuing to be a Christian. Because, Charlie, if you're a traditional religion, does it mean that, or traditional religious person, does it mean that you become yes, unreligious, etc.? You know,
it depends on what your beliefs are.
Yeah.
Really, it depends on what your
For
beliefs
me, I
are.
have a
different opinion.
Because,
about
for example,
it.
the stool that he sits in is a traditional stool. It's not a Christian stool.
Yeah.
So he might have well chosen to be a pastor. Because, you know, he removed his shoes and or his slippers. And I think that meaning that I'm coming before the Almighty Christian God.
Which is similar to being a traditionalist.
Because when you go before a chief, you may remove your slippers before the chief.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So does it mean that his traditional title is superseded by the Jesus, the Israel Hebrew man?
I'm concerned about where you say that then he should become a pastor. I don't think that you have to be a pastor necessarily to propagate the message of Christ, wherever you find yourself. And sometimes God puts you in that position to still propagate that message. Whether you're sitting on that stool or not, at least now we know that he's a chief, and he's probably using this channel to also preach the word to these people. I think that, of course, and like the Constitution said, we should have a right to religion and to whatever it is that we believe in, right? If that is what he's chosen, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If he wants to be Christian, why not? It's up to the people who installed him to decide on whether they are going to accept him along with his religion or not. And clearly, it looks like they did. That's if he's been a Christian from the time he was installed up until now. Or maybe along the line he found Christ. I don't know. But if those people have no problem with it necessarily, then I don't think that anybody else should have a problem with it. He knows what he believes in, and he thinks that regardless, I will still believe in that. What I would want to understand is, does he still partake in all the rites? You know, the other things that the traditionalists do. And what is his take on that, if he actually does partake in that? Because there's also that notion that is a bit, I won't say evil necessarily, because I don't think that the traditional religion is evil.
Well,
but that's what I'm saying, that
the Christians have made all other religions evil. So the Muslims to say all other religions, if not theirs.
Traditionalists also don't think that Christianity, Islamic
so all
religion,
so I'm saying that so now do we then accept that he's practicing two religions or something? Or his religion is different from his stool's religion?
Well, I don't know.
Because, you know, as part of the chieftaincy title,
a new one that he wanted.
Okay, as part of chieftaincy title, you have to perform rites. If he says that rites are performed by other people other than himself, let's say there's a festival for the people of Suhum. What will he do? He will not. You have to go through certain rites. Even his installation is done through some ritual.
That's if he partook in it. And if he did,
then how was he installed?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, that it's really up to the people who installed him to let us know, if they would even divulge, to let us know what processes they had to forfeit for him to become, you know, the chief that he is. Otherwise, then I don't know. really, we can't fault him if he wants to be Christian.
I see.
We need to find out from him, however, how he's still managing to sit on a stool like this, etc. Yeah. We'll speak to him. Yeah, we'll speak to him one of these days and get all those answers to you. But where do you stand? Are you tilting more towards Roland? Are you tilting more towards me? Or you would like to straddle? Whichever way, let us know. The hashtag is TV3 New Day. But this has generated a lot of talk on Twitter. I won't be surprised if it moves to, TikTok actually. I won't be surprised if it moves to Twitter as well. I'd like to get your opinions on that. Let us know.